For thousands of years, naval power was simple. Bigger ships, more weapons, more people. But that rule is breaking. Right now, in the middle of the ocean, a new kind of warship is emerging. It doesn't eat. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't panic. Because there's no one on board, no captain, no crew, just code. And that changes everything. It changes how wars are fought. It changes who wins. Because for the first time in history, the ship making the decision isn't human. Our story really begins on April 7, 2016, in the shipyards of Portland, Oregon, amidst commercial barges and fishing boats. A ship unlike anything the world had ever seen was lowered into the water. Its name was Sea Hunter, built under a DARPA program called Active. This vessel was a 132-foot trimaran. It looked almost alien. But the most striking thing about Sea Hunter wasn't its shape. It was what it lacked. No bridge, no mess hall, no bunks, no lifeboats. Because this ship had no crew and no intention of ever having one. Powered by twin diesel engines, it could travel over 10,000 nautical miles. It could remain at sea for up to 70 days, completely alone, no captain, no crew, just millions of lines of code. Its mission? To track enemy submarines relentlessly, without fatigue. A human crew gets tired, gets distracted, needs food, needs rest. Sea Hunter needs only fuel. But the ocean is not empty. It is chaotic cargo ships, fishing vessels, debris storms. So how does a machine navigate all of this without a captain? The answer is sensors and algorithms. Sea Hunter doesn't just see. It processes radar, cameras, LiDAR, AIS signals, all combined into a real-time map of the world around it. It follows coal regs, the international rules of the sea. It knows who has the right of way. It knows when to yield. Instead of a human making decisions under pressure, the system decides in milliseconds, on its own. A human operator still exists, but not on board. They sit thousands of kilometers away, monitoring, not controlling. This is called sparse supervisory control. The human sets the mission. The machine executes it. But one ship was never the goal. The real objective was a fleet. In the early 2020s, the US launched the Ghost Fleet Overlord program. Instead of building new ships, they converted existing ones. Commercial supply vessels. Ships like USV Ranger, USV Nomad, USV Mariner. Stripped down, rebuilt, turned into autonomous warships. And then, something extraordinary happened. In 2021, USV Nomad left the Gulf Coast. It traveled for 421 nautical miles through the Panama Canal to the Pacific Ocean, almost entirely on its own. No crew, no direct control, just code. The Ghost Fleet was no longer theory. It was real. At first, these ships were unarmed, just observers, but that didn't last. In 2021, the USV Ranger launched an SM-6 missile from a container on its deck. A commercial ship became a weapon platform, and in that moment, something subtle but irreversible changed. This wasn't evolution. This wasn't an upgrade. This was removal. The removal of the human. For the first time, a weapon system could act without a heartbeat behind it. Why does this matter? 3 reasons. Cost, risk, scale. A destroyer costs hundreds of thousands of dollars per day, nearly $1 million just to operate. Now imagine losing it in minutes. An unmanned ship? A fraction of that cost, risk. When a crewed ship is hit, people die. When a ghost ship is hit, only metal is lost, scale. Instead of a few expensive ships, you deploy dozens. You overwhelmed. You swarm. This is the new Navy. But this is where the story changes. Because autonomy is not perfect. Software fails, systems break. In testing, unmanned ships have collided. Malfunctioned, lost control. In one case, a vessel accelerated unexpectedly and crashed into another. A drone ship capsized a manned tugboat. These are not small errors, a software bug. At sea is catastrophic. And then, there are deeper problems. Cyber attack, signal jamming, loss of control. And one question no one can fully answer. Can a machine be trusted to make lethal decisions? This is not theory. In real conflicts, small unmanned boats are already reshaping warfare. Cheap, fast, difficult to stop. They challenge even the most advanced fleets. The shift has already begun. The future of the Navy will not look like today. Not giant ships, but networks. Autonomous systems working together. For centuries, power at sea meant ships and the people on board. But now the system is the power, and the human is no longer part of it. The ocean hasn't changed. The waves are the same, but the mind behind the ship is no longer human.